Hello, and my name is LaVonda Redmond, and I'm here to do my third speech, and I am going to do a demonstration for this particular speech. Question: What is a great gift idea that's cheap and fairly inexpensive that doesn't require any crafting skills or any DIY knowledge? Answer: liquor infusion. Yes, it's a great gift skill to have. And in this video today, I'm going to teach you the basics of how to infuse liquor. We will be infusing vodka with fresh herbs. Disclaimer: this gift is intended for people who are 21 and older, and if it is made by someone who is under 21, I cannot condone you drinking it. I can only condone you giving it as gifts. There is a mocktail version that if you'd like to know it, I would be more than happy to give it to you, but we're not going to discuss it in this video. First thing, liquor infusing. It is really a great skill to have. I've been doing it for a little over a year now, and my friends all love it. Everybody always has questions about what kind of liquor can you infuse, and you can infuse all types of liquor: whiskey, brandy, rum, tequila, and gin. And in our case, we're going to be using vodka. They often ask what types of things can you infuse it with, and there's a wide variety of things that you can infuse liquor with. You can infuse it with fruits, vegetables, candy, nuts. It's a wide variety of things, and as you see, you can use it over lots of different liquors, so you'll find something that works for everyone, which is why I really love this particular activity. I started doing liquor infusion from a class that I took at the South Coast Botanical Gardens that led me to a number of different websites. Two of my favorites are regainyoursparkle.com, which gives you recipes on how to infuse. My next one is helloglow.co, which also has a tutorial for infusion. So those are some resources that you can look at if you decide that you want to continue to infuse. There are two types of infusion, and we'll discuss them both briefly. I'll demonstrate the cold and I'll explain the hot. The hot fusion, as I call it, is the quickie. You heat the liquor in a saucepan so you just get it to simmer. You don't want it to boil. Then once it's done, you take it off the heat, you put your ingredients in, you put it in a mason jar, and you let it sit overnight. And usually by the next day, you can drink the infusion. It's pretty good. I like that one. I use it in a pinch like I did last night for this class. The cold method is the one that I'm going to demonstrate, and that doesn't require any heat, but it does require you have a mason jar. Oops. Made a mess there. Fresh herbs that don't want to stay in the cup. Okay, that's a half a cup of fresh herbs, by the way. A 2-cup measuring cup, which you will need for using to pour the liquor into the jar as well as for bottling purposes. We have alcohol and a cute little bottle that I bought at Michael's to put the liquor in. Okay. So the first step in the cold method is to take the herbs that didn't want to stay in the cup and put them in the bottom of the jar. And then we'll take the liquor, which is about 1 3/4 cups, give or take a little, and then you just pour it on top of the ingredients in the jar until you get almost to the top. And as you can see, I leave a little space at the top so that when I actually put the lid on, I can do the swishy, 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 swishy dance. Shake a little bit this way, a little bit that way, that way, that way, make sure it all mixed together. And then I put this in a dark corner or a cabinet, and I leave it for 2 days, and then I come back and I taste it, because at this point the infusion process is about tasting. So I go back and taste it every other day and get it to a point that I like it. And then once I got it to the taste that I like, then I do the next part, which I am getting ready to demonstrate for you, which is the straining and the bottling portion. So you will need your trusty measuring cup again, this time a piece of cheesecloth to catch any of the ingredients that may fall out of the jar when you're transferring the liquor. This I used the heat method for. I made it last night. This is grapefruit basil vodka. And I use the zest or the skin of the grapefruit, and I use fresh basil leaves. So you'll take this, remove the lid, of course, hold the cheesecloth on the edge, and then just pour the liquor right into the cup. Now, if some stuff falls out, that's okay, because as the saying go, what stays in the jar, what happens in the jar stays in the jar. We'll move that over there. Now you can see we have a nice colored liquor, which is just turned this color from the grapefruit and the basil mixture together. And now I am going to take this and I am going to pour it into the bottle. And I suggest that you use the measuring cup because it makes the process so much easier for you. So we're going to pour this in here, and as I pour this in here, I will give you a fun fact about rose oil. It takes 2,000 roses to create 1 gram of rose oil. And it takes so many roses because flower petals do not have a lot of essential oils. Unlike the fresh herbs that we're using tonight, you're usually looking for herbs because they have roots, shoots, and leaves, and that's where all the essential oils are. And that's why people usually like to use herbs when they are infusing liquors. I have shown you how to infuse liquor using vodka and fresh herbs. I've shown you the cold method, and I'm hoping that with this new information you can go out and make unique and wonderful gifts for all your families and friends. I want you to get out there, infuse, 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 and enjoy.